Hello, everybody. My name is Meryem. I'm a PhD student at Strathclyde University. It's in Glasgow, and my PhD is about copyright law, all this illegal downloading, uploading, streaming, when including your YouPorn actions. Yes, I said YouPorn. And speaking of copyright and YouPorn, have you heard about the German case in which a porn film company sued its user for violating copyright, and the judge said that, well, I'm not sure if pornography can be protected by intellectual property because there is not any creativity, it's pure sex but nothing else. Obviously, he has never visited YouPorn. Anyway, I'm from Turkey, not from Istanbul. They don't do my hometown's t-shirts. Ich komme aus der Türkei. I'm learning German. Well, a good friend of mine told me that, life is too short to learn German, but I'll give it a try. And I'm so sorry to let you know that I've just been dumped. Not my supervisor, that could have been worse. And I've been forced to attend my sister's wedding. And then for some reason, Facebook keeps sending me to keep suggesting me to join the Mommy Meetup Glasgow page. I don't know why. And this is how I am right now, and shit happens. It's a sign of a healthy life. But I'm so lucky. I have my friends, they've been supportive all through it, and then they said, oh, Meryem, just keep working, you'll be fine, you will get over it. But how? I'm doing law, all these huge law books. They all remind me of my ex, at least as boring as him. But again, I have my mom. She's been very supportive. The very first day I called her and I said, Mom, it happened again. And she said, oh, Meryem, shut up. You should have done it first. And even he didn't even have a proper job. He was a PhD student. And then she added, Meryem, you should have, got married this lawyer guy. She's talking about my ex from 5 years ago, and she's still in touch with him. Seriously, she is. And he got married, and I don't know how to tell this to Mom. She does go to him even whenever she needs legal advice. But why? I'm a lawyer too. But I think that she's having a bit of a difficulty to believe that, this girl who used to wet her bed is a lawyer now. Anyway, I keep saying, oh, Mom, you should move on, He wasn't even a good-looking guy, but she told me once, Meryem, you don't seem to get the most important point. All guys are saying when you turn off the lights. Anyway, before I started my PhD, I practiced as a lawyer in Turkey for some time, and that didn't end well, obviously. You know who the enemies are, lawyer? Does anybody know? Nope. All are the enemies. Anyway, it's everybody in Turkey. The answer is everybody in Turkey, but in general, it's your own client. When you win, you're the best lawyer. When you lose, you're the worst lawyer ever. And we had this old grumpy lady before I, not quit, but I'll get there. This old grumpy lady is our client, and who used to see every single company for basically conducting a business. And the last company she sued was producing wax, and she sued them for not putting a warning on a wax box saying, don't heat it up in a microwave, which she did, and got second-degree burn. We lost, not because the case was stupid, because I didn't appear to court. And then I got fired, of course, and this is not because we lost, because my boss asked me, oh, Meryem, okay, what was your reason? And I said, well, I overslept, which may happen to anybody, and we were gonna lose anyway. Then for some reason, after an unsuccessful career, I decided to go back to school. I felt the need that I need to go back to school. Then I started doing PhD applications. I started from the very south for an obvious reason that I come from a Mediterranean country. Then the rejections started from the very harsh one, and the first email was talking about my abilities. It was saying, dear Meryem, we regret to inform you that you're not capable of doing PhD. Well, anyway, I moved on. I applied to Nottingham University, and then they rejected me literally because they got to know me during a master. I applied a couple universities in London. They haven't replied yet. this is how I ended up in Glasgow, which is still fine. It could have been Aberdeen. But I like it in Glasgow. I really like it. Of course, I struggle a lot with the accent, and I used to communicate, with body language for so long with Glaswegians, and I mostly use my hand, my head, this one. It's sometimes switched to the Indian one. And then, we foreign people do it a lot. Like, when we speak to you, like, more accurately, when you speak to us, we keep shaking the head, like, oh yeah, you know what you mean. And in fact, it means we don't get a word from what you say. As I said, come back to my research, it's about copyright law, illegal downloading, etc. Well, you know what? I didn't download anything illegally before I started my PhD. It wasn't because I was the man of principle. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how the torrent, site operates. And I had my very first meeting with my supervisor, and I proudly said, "Oh, you know what? I don't know how torrent site operates." And then she said, "Well, you better start learning." I did. Now I know all the tricks after a year. Maybe I should present it in my annual review. Anyway, now I know everything, but that took me they took away a lot from me. Like, I wasn't able to have a meeting with my supervisor for like a month, and then we both realized that it wasn't the best advice she gave to me. Anyway, before I finish, I'll tell you about a Turkish man who got arrested in London for eating a swan. I don't know if any of you heard about it. And then he tried to get away with it, as every reasonable Turkish man would do, and then he gave his compliments to the queen, and then he said, "Well, I didn't know what kind of bird it was, but it tasted nice." Thanks everybody, and thanks